everyone, how are we all? Hope you're safe and well. Paul79 here. Oh, I hope you've had good weeks. I've had a very different week to what I expected. Unfortunately, on Sunday, so like 5 days ago, I tested positive for the old COVID. I don't know where I got it from, but you know, it's just one of those things. Yeah, so did the test Sunday afternoon. We had the in-laws coming round for a lovely cottage pie. We had to can all that, so we had loads of cottage pie. But yeah, so this week I've been basically isolating in my office at home. I can't go to work. I've got to stay out for 10 days. And I felt all right during the weekend. I probably did overdo it a bit though, because I was doing all that stuff on the car at the back. And yeah, Sunday night suddenly felt really like, oh, knackered. Went to bed. Then Monday, Tuesday just felt really quite rough. Didn't really do a lot. I mean, it was more like cold-like symptoms, but yeah, I did feel like really tired and knackered. I mean, I've had me 5 jabs, and so now it's Friday, and I'm feeling a lot better. I still think I need to take it easy though, because I did quite a lot of stuff at work yesterday, and I felt it again this morning, so it's sort of a slow sort of take it easy sort of thing. I mean, yeah, I've been isolating in my office at home, sleeping in the spare bedroom, and yeah, it's been driving me mad a little bit, because I'm just sort of a person that likes to just keep busy regardless. But no, I mean, we're doing it obviously to protect the family. My eldest has her first sort of house party to go to this weekend. You know, she's been looking forward to it. It's been arranged for months, and it's fancy dress, and you know, and it would have been awful if she'd sort of caught it and she couldn't go. So you know, I just shut up shop, locked myself in the old office, had a telly in there, and yeah, just sort of kept myself to myself. I did another test today. I've tested twice since. The line today is ever so slightly faint, so still sort of positive, but hopefully by Monday I should be in the all clear. So what we're going to talk about this week? Well, this week we've got a lot to talk about before we do the car stuff, and so if you're only interested in the car stuff, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put something along the bottom that says the time on the video where you can fast forward to where we start talking about the car stuff. So what I've been up to, well, obviously, yeah, I've had COVID and stuff like that, and what I want to do is, one of my other daughter, her friend Chloe, really kindly made me a get well card. Isn't that nice? Yeah, so thank you ever so much, Chloe. Big shout out to Chloe. I'm going to read the message she put in here. So, to Paul: hello Paul, I have heard the terrible news. I am so sorry. Get well soon, King. Like that, like being called a king. I better get a shout out. So yeah, there you go, Chloe. Thank you very much for the card. You've got a shout out. Love, Chloe. P.S. Can I steal Lottie? Lottie is my dog, and no, you cannot steal her. As much as she is difficult, I love her to bits, so you can't have her. In terms of the card, yeah, very good, Chloe. Could it have killed you to perhaps colour it in? You know, my favourite colour is red. Liking the big spoiler. Not sure about the front bumper overhang, and it's clearly in a you know, a Tesla or something, because I'm sitting in the back and it's sort of driving on its own. But thank you very much, Chloe. It was very kind of you, very kind of you. So of course I've had to take it easy, and so what I've been up to, well, remember this puzzle, right, that I was saving for when this car was finally ready to go to the paint shop, so probably at least a year's time. Well, I needed to do something, because I'm the sort of person that needs to do something. So what I've done is I did my puzzle. So there it is. Look at that puzzle. I love it. I sort of, once I finished it, I glued it all together with this special stuff, and I've stuck it in a frame, and it's now in my office. But yeah, I really love that picture. So that's what I've been doing sort of this week, keeping myself busy. I've had a few people telling me off though recently. First of all, about the videos and the light flicker. Now, I totally get that. You know, I had noticed that as well. So I've done some research, so I changed the settings on the camera. Problem is in this garage, I need a lot of light to see what I'm doing. And all the lights I've got in here, or most of the lights I've got in here, are LEDs. And that is the problem. Anyway, I've sort of played around a lot, and I know it's not perfect, but hopefully the flicker is minimised at the moment. I'm going to make it better. I'm going to put some lights in here that are not LEDs, and hopefully that should sort it out. What else? Oh yeah, so I've had another telling off as well. I've been a very naughty boy, haven't I? So the last video where I was talking about the work I was doing around the back, I started it not with the jazz hands, and I remember when I was sort of like editing it, I thought, oh, it's a bit flat, isn't it? Anyway, no one had noticed. Well, unfortunately, someone did notice. Within 2 hours of me posting it, a good friend of mine, Jose, left a comment on saying, you can't start the video like this. Me and the kids watch it all the time and they love it when you do the jazz hands. So, you're totally right. I've sort of patented that sort of thing. So, Jose, first of all, I apologise for not doing that. And kids, this one is especially for you. Hi kids, how you doing? Hope you're safe and well. Jazz hands like that. So big shout out to Jose and his beautiful children, Emily, Jacob and Ariana. And of course his beautiful wife Giselle. It's lovely to sort of get feedback like that, and the fact that, you know, people do watch them and it makes them laugh, because yeah, that's what it's all about really, helping others and making people laugh, and maybe making some money, well hopefully making some money for charity. So all I will say is, Emily, Jacob and Ariana, just remember this: if Daddy thinks it's a good idea to spend more money on the car, then it is. Just don't tell Mummy. All right? Done. Right? Another telling off, so that's 3 telling offs I've had, is from other people, colleagues that I've worked with, that I've known for years, and they're like, Paul, why is so-and-so getting a shout out and not me? I've known you for so long. So I've got a big list to get through today, which is why this edition is being called the COVID Shout Out and Petrol Flap edition. So first of all, John H. John H. I've worked with John. I've known John for 20 years. Yeah, about 20 years, yeah. And, you know, he's a great guy. He's fantastic at his job. So big shout out to you, John, and your beautiful wife and your kids. Hope you're doing okay. Jacko, another guy I've known for, or worked with, well, known and worked with for about 13 years. Another guy is fantastic at his job. Jacko, hope you're doing okay, mate. Looking forward to having a beer with you at Christmas. And you, John, don't worry, and you, John. And then another guy who, again, I've known for probably about 13 years, worked with. He's in a different country, but I do talk to him quite a lot. That's Q. And I'm not talking about the Q from James Bond, although, you know, I reckon he'd give him a run for money. I reckon he would give him a run for his money. Sorry. Bit tongue-tied there. Q, big shout out to you. Hope you're doing well, mate. He loves Skylines. I've always fancied like a Skyline or something, or a GTR, but yeah, he likes them. So yeah, he's a petrol head like me. So big shout out to you. So yeah, so I've got a list actually next to this camera, if you've probably noticed. I'm getting a bit more professional now. I just, you know, ultimately I'll get an auto cue going, and I can see the time, it's nearly 10 minutes, but this was always going to be a long intro. So in terms of the car stuff, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and take it easy this weekend. Like I said, I want to finish off the back. I've ordered these big bolts to be used on the back. The other bolts that I've ordered haven't turned up. Royal Mail seem to be on strike or whatever, but anyway. But I need to take it easy, so I might not do the back stuff today, this weekend I mean. But what I'm going to do, and what I'm going to show you now, is about the petrol flap. So if I just turn this, I don't know if it'll pick it up because of the angle. But what I want to talk about is this bit on the car here, because I've already done it, so it should be fairly easy for me to do and not too strenuous. But yeah, that's what I'm going to talk about. So let's turn it back here. So unprofessional. There you go. I just touched the lens as well with my big dirty thumb. Take care, guys. See you in a bit. Right, my lovelies. Okay, so what we're going to talk about is this bit, right? So that is the fuel flap, right? Looks all right there, doesn't it? Quite pleased how this one turned out. So basically, yeah, what you have here, oh gosh, should have cleaned that out really, a lot of sawdust there. That was when I had to cut that beam out to stop my car getting crushed on the roof. But anyway, what I'll do is in the next scene I'll blow that out. But basically what we have here, this is called the petrol flap, I'll call that. And what I'm going to show you is how you sort of fit that. Now, when you get your kit, right, what will happen is this area, this hole will be there, but it won't be hollow. It will be, you will have basically fiberglass, oh, what's my camera? A fiberglass sort of piece here that fills the whole hole in, but it will be sort of sunken like this. So what you need to do is, you can imagine that this is just completely flat here, right? So you will need to cut this hole out, but you've got to be a bit careful, because what you can't do is you can't cut too much out, because this whole sort of, so what we talk about is, so this plastic piece here and all of that, that is called a cup, right? And you need to buy that direct from Porsche. It's about 50 quid. It's not uber expensive, but basically this will be this cup thing, right? And it will have a big hole here where the petrol filler neck pops through, and it will contain this plastic here. What you'll also need to buy is this plate, right? So this is actually metal, and that just basically slides on like that. It slides onto the black plastic, right? But when you cut your hole out, and in terms of sort of getting it to fit, what I recommend you do is, let me turn this light on, let's see if this works. Ooh, look at that. So I've jacked the car up a bit. What I recommend you do is, to be honest with you, you could even sort of try and get this cup fitting in the sort of the sunken hole before you even put the wing on, right? Because it's not going to change when you put the wing on, right? So you want to slowly but surely make the hole in the fiberglass bigger, and keep trying the cup inside it to get it to fit, and fit sort of properly. You really do need the plate as well, because you want to make sure that this is as flush as possible before you fit it. Now, I'm not very good at these. My body shop should hopefully make this good, but what you'll find is you really need to trim the hole at these areas here at the sides to really get this whole thing sitting in. And it's sort of, if you actually look here, so this plastic bit, that's part of the cup bit, and it really butts up tight to the original fiberglass wing. So you sort of need to push it in and under and clip it almost under the lip of the fiberglass here, right, to make it work, right? You might find you actually need to trim You don't trim this bit, but what I'm trying to say is the fiberglass that's here on this whole bit, you might need to trim that down so it is as thin as possible to sort of fit under the gap. Yeah, what you have here is like this is plastic, and then this is like a rubber seal. So it sort of goes in, and then the rubber seal sort of seals it. Bearing in mind, you need to secure this as well to the fiberglass. So the bits that you trim away, you want to leave more of a lip at the top and the bottom. And you can see what I've done is I've drilled an absolutely tiny hole in there, right? And put a rivet in it. And then it was a black rivet anyway, but you can always paint them if you don't use black rivets. But basically that is now secured. You know, it doesn't need to be ridiculously secured. A rivet top and bottom will work. I think on the white car I did 2 each side, but really you've got a rivet top and bottom there, and that's it. Yeah, it fits and it's secure in place. Look, it's not moving. And the thing is once you push the filler, let me undo this. Once you push the filler neck through this hole, you see this is all rubber, right? I'll talk about the filler. Oh, petrol. Oh, it's such a nice smell. Once you push the filler neck through, that will also help it stay in place as well. Now, what it'll also have is you'll have, and you might, I think you'll get this with the actual cup that you buy from Porsche. You see that hole there? That's a drain hole. And on the other side of that is like a pointy bit where you attach the drain tube, which, you know, you only fit that up at the end, but what you'll do is when you take your Boxster apart, you'll see that there's a Boxster one, right? And it will just run down this part of the car there, and you can just zip tie that or clip it in place so it just drips out onto the floor if you sort of spill petrol when you're filling it. This gap here, that's for the whole locking mechanism. Now, to be honest with you, your Boxster will have a sort of a locking mechanism to lock the flap to stop people nicking your petrol, which might be quite relevant these days given the price of petrol, but I've never bothered with it, right, to be honest with you. Maybe I will try and fit it. So I've kept, obviously, the Boxster. It's just a little thing that pops out when you lock the car, and in theory it would lock into this hole here, and it just stops you opening the petrol flap, right? Maybe I'll do that, yeah, because I've got to make this car better than the white one, so maybe I'll do that. Who knows? Word of advice on the whole petrol cap thing. I think I tried to buy a real GT3 or a 9911 with a badge on it, and it didn't fit because of the way this cup was, but at the end of the day it really doesn't matter, does it? Who's going to look at that when they're looking at your car or at the rest of it? So that's one thing I'd say. The only other thing is, if when you've got it in the best you can and you shut it and it's still high at this bit, what you might want to do, because what will happen is when you buy this cup, you see where I've got that sort of that's filled in with filler, but basically there is like a knob there, so you can see there's like a little oval, yeah. Now on the thing when you buy it brand new from Porsche, that is a raised oval of black plastic, right? And the problem is I've found, because I'm not very good, that I can't get it to fit properly without it sticking out. So my idea was, and I've done this on the white car as well, is get rid of that raised bit by just grinding it down, filling in the gap with filler so it's flush basically, and then your thing will sit flush. Yeah? Right, I'm going to take a break now because I'm knackered. Right, so the other thing I need to talk to you about is the filler neck, right? So This is the filler neck, and on your Boxster it'll be silver. I've just painted it all black because I like things black and factory. But it is on the Boxster. You see this bracket here, right, where my finger is, and then where that bolt is. Now on the original place, this bracket is mounted to that hole, so the whole pipe is sort of further forward and up. Now what you need to do is on the GT3 is you need to bring it further back for it to fit into the place where the hole is. And it's a very sort of simple thing really, you just need to reposition it. So what I do is, you can see here, that's the original bolting hole. Oh, I've jacked the car up, but I can't be arsed to take the wheel off. Right, there we go. I know it's a bit wonky, people, but I'm sure you get the idea. Right, okay, so you can see here where I'm... Oh, the pipe's in the way. Where I'm pointing at, that's the original mounting point for this bit, yeah? And all I've done is I've made a sort of ding, ding, ding shaped bracket that basically just moves the whole pipe sort of backwards to then fit in the hole that I'm tapping on now. And you can see it's a very simple thing. It's just a very cheap L-shaped small bracket from B&Q. I put a nut in there to make it a little bit longer, and then I've done the opposite that way, and then I've bolted that to there. And that's all you need to do, right? So I will worry about this bit at the end, this bracket bit. The main bit, the main bit you need to worry about is getting this flap flush into your wing. I haven't cleaned the sawdust out, sorry about that. Someone sent me a message on my phone. But anyway, there you go, blown it out. But yeah, that's it really. Just works as normal. You don't have to move the pipe very much. Do this bit if you want. Get this thing, it costs you 100 quid all in. Get this bit first. You can do it when the wing's off the car, it's a lot easier, and you get it in place, and then you can worry about the moving of the pipe. Basically there is a, you see there's the pipe here, it goes into there, deep into the underground of the car, and there is a flexi sort of pipe on the end of this, so you can move it about. Don't shake it for dear life sort of thing, because you don't want to break anything. But yeah, it will move and it works. I've managed to do it 3 times now, so yeah, I sort of think I know what I'm talking about. But yeah, that's it really. Enjoy. So yeah, there you go. Bit short but sweet on the old petrol flap, but I hope you liked it, and I hope that's helping a few people. Sorry about all the talking at the start, but yeah, there was a lot to get through today. So hopefully I'll take it easy the weekend, but you know me, I'll just isolate in here because no one else ever comes in here. So I will see you on the next video. Take care guys, bye!